Welcome back. I'm now joined by Matthew Warren from our business desk. Hello, Matthew.
Hi, Claire.
Now, Greece looks likely to get more time to balance its books.
That's right. Athens has been asking for 2 more years to make the cuts demanded of it, and it got agreement for that from Eurozone finance ministers on Monday, so they'll be happy about that, but still faces some very immediate challenges, in particular a €5 billion debt repayment that's due this Friday. Well, the country's lenders haven't been agreeing on everything, and as usual, the big decisions are going right up to the wire.
More time, but for now, no more money for Greece. European finance ministers and international lenders have given the country 2 more years to balance its books, with a new target for a primary budget surplus set for 2016. An extension that'll add more than €30 billion to the international bailout loan. However, despite the Greek government agreeing on tough new austerity measures, Eurozone leaders delayed a decision on the latest €31.5 billion bailout instalment. Without the money, Greece's prime ministers warned they'll go bankrupt on Friday, something the Eurogroup president doesn't agree with.
We're very close, and I will do all I can to make sure that a decision is taken. I can't tell you how, but there won't be any problems on November the 16th.
There's also a very public disagreement on Greece's long-term debt targets, previously set at 120% of GDP by 2020.
The target, as far as the time frame is concerned, has been postponed to 2022. That was not a joke.
Indeed, the IMF chief sitting next to him didn't find it funny either.
In our view, the appropriate timetable is 120% by 2020. We clearly have different views. What matters at the end of the day is the sustainability of the Greek debt.
EU chiefs think giving Greece more time would cost Eurozone governments less in the long run. It's yet another hurdle to be discussed at a special meeting set for next week.
Now, Matthew, those finance ministers are meeting again this Tuesday.
Yes, the finance ministers from the 17 Eurozone countries will meet their colleagues from the 10 non-Eurozone countries. They've got things to discuss, including this issue of supervising the region's banks, and there are some disagreements over that. The plan is that the European Central Bank will take over, but Germany, for example, only wants the biggest banks in the European Union included. Britain is also worried that perhaps the ECB's power will encroach on its own banks, so plenty for them to discuss this Tuesday.
And what effect is all of this having on the markets?
Well, European markets a little bit nervous about Greece opening down this Tuesday across the board, as you can see there. And in Asia, it was a similar story, pretty downbeat. Greece, fiscal cliff as well in the US, worrying markets there. The Shanghai off about 1.5%.
Moving on to some company results.
Yes, we're just getting some company results here in Europe this Tuesday. Start with Vodafone. They announced a first half net loss of €2.5 billion. The company said losses are the result of massive write-downs linked to Spain and Italy. And French media group Lagardère announced a very slight drop in revenues. The company, which owns the magazine Paris Match and the publishing house Hachette, amongst many other businesses, reported sales of €2 billion in the third quarter. Sales were up in its retail arm, but its media and TV holdings saw sales down a little bit.
Now, some well-known American companies got quite a grilling in the UK on Monday.
Yes, it was a bit of an uncomfortable time for some executives from Starbucks, Google and Amazon on Monday as they faced British parliamentarians. The companies are alleged to be manipulating their accounts to minimise the tax that they pay in the UK. Well, it was a heated exchange with some very sharp words.
In the UK, their companies are household names: Google, Amazon and Starbucks. But according to some UK lawmakers, none of these companies pay their fair share of tax to the British government. Instead, they're accused of offsetting billions of pounds of UK profits to operations in other countries with lower tax rates.
There is a tax advantage to you for paying the royalties in the Netherlands.
It's a favourable tax rate that we have in the Netherlands on all income that comes in from all over the region.
That's why you put it in the Netherlands.
It's not why, but it is an attractive reason to be there. There's no question.
It's why.
Britain's main rate corporation tax is around 24%. Legally, companies operating in Europe can choose to base their headquarters in any of the 27 EU nations and pay the majority of their tax there. For example, some estimates put last year's UK sales for online retailer Amazon at more than £3 billion. Their UK corporation tax bill was zero. When Amazon's public policy chief couldn't clarify the figures, he felt the full force of the committee's anger.
We need proper answers to perfectly proper questions which are trying to establish the economic activity in this country and therefore what would be a reasonable corporation tax due. That's our job. The idea that you come here simply don't answer the questions, pretend ignorance, is just not on. It's awful.
Britain and Germany have called for more to be done to fight tax avoidance by some of the world's biggest and most profitable companies.
And Amazon's also in trouble with the French tax authorities.
Yes, the representative for Amazon at those hearings said that in France they've received a tax bill for $250 million, which relates to back taxes and penalties for similar reasons, putting income through other countries. The company is contesting the claim, though.
Okay, and we're going to wrap up with an historic piece of jewellery going under the hammer today.
Yes. Now, if you're a
Do you
diamond
think I'll be able to
lover-
afford it?
Well, let's see. Let's see, Claire. This would be a big diamond to wear around your neck, at least. I think it might weigh you down a bit. It's a 76.
Wow.
What do you think of that? 76. You might know what this means. 76.02 carat diamond.
I have a very vague idea.
And apparently it's very valuable because it's got, well, it's not only huge, but it's got flawless clarity, perfect colour. It comes from the Golconda mines in India. And here comes the price tag, $15 to $20 million, which, if you've got that to spare.
Wow.
Now, part of its high price comes from its rich history. Let's take a listen to a jewellery expert.
What we know is that Archduke Joseph most probably gave the stone to his son, Archduke Joseph Francis, who then stored the diamond in the vaults of the Bank of Hungary from June the 1st, 1933. Some years later, the diamond was sold to an anonymous buyer, who kept it in a safe during the entire period of the Second World War.
That is a very impressive piece of jewellery, and I just want to say for the record, if anyone feels like buying it for me, feel free, go
We
ahead.
could have a little whip round and sort of put a kitty together. We'll see if we can get the money together, Claire.
Oh, wow, that would be incredible. All right, thank you very much, Matthew, for taking us through the day's business news. Thank you for watching. Stuart Norval will have the latest headlines coming up in just a few minutes' time. Don't go away.